Hi, my name is Kwame. I'm a developer ambassador at Algorand, and welcome to the 7th part of the tutorial for Reach, creating a rock, paper, scissors game. And now we get to interface it with some UI using React. But a lot of these concepts and steps that you're going to see are going to be independent to adding in any kind of UI framework, whether it be just base HTML or something else like Vue or something else. Right. So the first thing you're going to want to do is head over to the developer portal as usual. A great tutorial by Ryan how to integrate AlgoSigner. You're going to need to do that in order to have AlgoSigner installed, because that's how we use to sign transactions on the Algorand blockchain. There's other ones, but for right now on and Reach, where we use AlgoSigner. Okay. Over on the tutorial page on the Reach docs, there is I'm going to have a link in the show notes that shows you how to set up and configure to connect to our testnet for Algorand and Reach. So once you have AlgoSigner installed, you're going to see that with the newest version of AlgoSigner, we have the network configuration. And inside the network configuration, you can choose a new network. And this is going to be independent whether you're using Sandbox, but this is also for Reach. So all the information that you see here would just be plugged into these sections. And I'll just shut this down. And if we go into for Reach DevNet, you'll see that this is the information that you see here. Okay, nothing different there. Okay, so we'll just close this down. Now, as you've been following through the tutorial series, we had one part where we were deconnecting it and using the asmin, and there was just kind of a yes and no, and there was an opportunity to interact with the contract in the console. Now, I'm going to let's bring up here. Just bring up the source. So I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm not using another project. I'm using, if you've git cloned the Reach repository, and I'm just using tutorial 8 just so that you know that there's nothing different that I'm adding or changing other than these initial configurations. Okay, so you can see here that we have our index.js, which does a lot of the plumbing for handling Reach and the consensus stuff that we're doing here. And the one main part that you're going to see that's new to a lot of the stuff that we've been working on is where we're calling algo here. All right, so this basically interacts with the standard library and tells Reach that we are going to be hitting the Algorand blockchain and to work as you would be on the Algorand blockchain. Okay, so we have our deployer views, our attacher views. These are going to make a lot more sense, and then we have this render, which just kind of just wraps all this stuff together. Just very, very simple React. And we can do a lot more of an in-depth React when we do the Flappy Mango game. You'll see a lot of this stuff as we kind of ramp up. So the first thing that we're going to do here is I'm going to just compile this out. So we're going to have to use the reach underscore connector underscore mode, and we'll say this is algo. And then we will call Reach and React. And this is going to spin up a React web server for us. It just kind of does all the plumbing. Oops. Kind of a little bit nested in here. Sorry about that. So we will run this up. Okay, so now that we have our web server running, we will just open this up. Okay, and this is going to ask for either to kind of create a account, and you'll have to sign each time you go through, or you can just use a mnemonic. And I'm going to use a mnemonic just because it makes the process a lot easier, so I don't have to sign for every part where I have to sign. So it just makes it a lot easier for us in this example. So you can see here that I've been funding this account, and because I'm using the mnemonic, it's detecting it from the blockchain and bringing that information back up. So I'm just going to skip here, and I'm going to have another instance running, and this is going to represent Bob on the blockchain. Okay, so it's going to ask for a mnemonic for this account also, and I will just fill that in. Okay. All right. So Alice is going to be, she's going to deploy the contract. She's going to set what the wager is. I'm going to set it to 2 algo. At the price of algo is getting expensive now. So, all right. And I'm just going to skip here. You can see that this account also, and I'm going to be the attacher. So we're going to deploy, Alice is going to deploy the contract. And this is all happening in real time too. So even though it's, you can see the local host, this is actually how this would be running on the Algorand blockchain. Okay, so I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to paste it here. And in a perfect world, we would want to use a relay, but this shows what's really happening in a lot more steps. So now we'll have a game of rock and paper scissors going. Okay, so we'll play paper. Okay, play scissors. Results should come up soon. All right, and Bob won. So now let's, I'm just gonna show you guys some other stuff here. So let's go into our index, and I'm just gonna type in ETH here, and then I'm going to just, I'm gonna remove this. And I'll just shut this down, and I'm going to change my MetaMask here, and all right, so let's I'm gonna shut this down, and we can look at the different types of chains that Reach can hit now. So we have Binance Smart Chain here, we have our testnet, we have Matic that we can hit now, and basically any core Ethereum. So I'll just show you how this would work if we would be running it on an Ethereum blockchain, or Ethereum X, I should say, any Ethereum. EVM, what have you. So you can see here that the only thing that we've basically changed is the standard library that Reach needs to call in order to interact with the blockchain that you want to interface with.